Oh, okay. Now, is medical marijuana legal to give my pet? No. Okay. That's been a big hurdle, and it remains to be seen how that's going to unfold. We tend to gravitate towards CBD for pets because it is a safer alternative than the full spectrum marijuana plant. That's not to say that there aren't benefits associated with it. It's just that right now there is no research, as far as I'm aware. There may be, somebody doing some kind of research. I know Dr. Silver is on the side, but it isn't, published because, for one thing, it is still illegal for veterinarians to utilize full spectrum cannabis for patients. It's a Schedule I drug, and until it is descheduled, it's still illegal. And veterinarians are mandated by the federal government. We work under the auspices of the Drug Enforcement Agency. So we only have access to particular drugs that are approved for our use.
Are you talking about both kinds?
Just, actually, right now both.
Right now both.
Right. So, to be quite honest, it's probably illegal for me to be utilizing CBD as a veterinarian. I'm doing it anyways.
We all are.
Yeah.
What is legal and what is right?
Yeah, exactly. What's legal and what is
separated,
right.
Yeah.
And hi, and if they want to throw me in jail, hopefully it's a minimum security prison and I can have a personal trainer and
Continue your research.
Yeah, the people you have to hang with, I don't know if you're gonna do that.
So so that being said, it's legal for us as veterinarians to discuss marijuana with our clients and their pets. So we can discuss it, but then the problem is, who do we refer them to? And most veterinarians, and I don't know how interactive you've been, at least with the local community. My experience is most veterinarians are still pretty hesitant about it because we have a tendency to really rely on evidence-based research. And thus far, there's only been research with the use of CBD from the plant. Now, Dr. Silver has been using full-spectrum marijuana for probably 15 to 20 years. He's one of the few veterinarians, I think, in the country that's very outspoken about it. Tim Hsu is a veterinarian in San Diego, and I know that he's created a CBD product that's been derived from the full marijuana. But I believe it's exclusively CBD. There isn't a combination of THC and CBD. Are you guys familiar with the entourage effect?
Yes. I'm not, what is that?
So the entourage effect is, it's a proven theory that using the full spectrum of cannabis is far more effective than just extracting or isolating one component of it. Cannabis has hundreds of different, yeah, exactly. So there's cannabidiol, and also the terpenes, and the others there, and just the whole spectrum of what we call phytocannabinoids, or all the plant cannabinoids involved in that. So using the whole plant has far more beneficial effects than extracting it. Although Big Pharma is, they're hot to trot to actually use full extractions of it, because then they can use that in their research, and then they can, develop and patent medications and turn around and sell them.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll see how that unfolds over the next few years too. So that's called the entourage effect. So, and ideally, we want to utilize the full plant the same way with using hemp. Yeah, exactly. So rather than just using a CBD, a cannabidiol isolate, you want to use the full plant for the full thing. It's sort of like taking a daily vitamin C, or like that IV punch.
Yeah, but if you use the whole plant, then you really have to be careful about, I'm talking about as it applies to animals.
Right.
About getting them stoned forever.
Exactly.
And so what that balance is, or how you achieve that balance.
Right, so that's where dosing becomes important.
Yeah.
So if we are going to use, like what you would want to try is
Yes.
just using the full spectrum plant. Currently, at least from my limited research and what I found with Dr. Silver, he likes to use a ratio of 2 to 1 of CBD to THC. And the dose that we start out with is 0.1 milligrams per kilogram up to 0.25 milligrams per kilogram. So you always want to start low, and you want to wait and see if there's any side effects. With dogs, there's a syndrome that's very classic for marijuana toxicity or intoxication, or they've had too much, and it's called static ataxia. And I see this probably 3 days a week in the ER, where the dogs, they get into medibles, or people leave their stuff on the counter, or the hash oils, and they just get into too much of it. And it can be very mild, or it can be really severe. Where I've seen some of these dogs, where they get into too much of it, they're almost in coma. Mm-hmm. There's been a report of 2 dogs in Colorado that did die. They got into specifically edibles that also contain chocolate.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So it can be a significant respiratory depressant in dogs. So that's something that we do need to be careful about when we are trying to titrate or carefully control the dose in dogs. And what static ataxia is they come in and they look like they're drunk. They're sort of staggering around, and they try to balance on all fours, and they're just sort of wobbling around. And the reason why they have that is called static ataxia. And ataxia is it's a neurologic term for being coordinated. The cerebellum of dogs is packed with THC receptors. And the cerebellum is part of the brainstem that controls fine motor function in mammals. So their cerebellum is going to be highly susceptible to a lot of THC, and then we're going to see signs associated with that. The other thing that we see that we really don't know why is they're transiently incontinent, so they'll be dribbling urine too. So the complaint is, they're walking around like a drunk, and they're doing this kind of imbalance, and then and most of them do just fine. It's an issue of letting their liver metabolize it. Dogs have less of the liver enzyme that we have to metabolize THC. So that's where, again, dosing becomes really important. And you want to go very low and then titrate it to the most effective dose.
Cats the same?
Cats the same way. So that's the dose range that I've been using with personal clients that have come to me that actually want to try the full strain. CBD is a little bit different. So there is now currently some research going on at the teaching hospitals, the veterinary teaching hospitals. Colorado State has an ongoing study for canine arthritis and also for epilepsy. So there's 2 different studies going on, and they're seeing very positive results. There's also a study out of, I believe it's Cornell University, where they're actually looking at delivery methods, oral, transdermal, where it can be applied to the skin, and I can't remember the other one. There's oral, transdermal, and I believe it may be an injectable form, but I'm not quite sure. So that's still that's in its infancy. But the study out of Colorado, it's small, but it's baby steps, because they're quite hopeful about the results that they're seeing. And it's nice that at least veterinarians from a research standpoint are actually starting to take a closer look at it. And the 2 studies, again, have been related to arthritis in dogs and then using for seizure management in dogs. And oddly enough, they've been using relatively high doses of CBD for arthritis in dogs. It was a small pilot group. It was about 10 or 12 dogs. They were Labrador Retrievers, and they had a control group that got a placebo. And there were these Labrador Retrievers that had some degree of arthritis. It had to be an arthritis that was easily recognized by their owners, so that they could at least get an impression or gauge how they felt when they started using it. And those doses they were using 2 milligrams per kilogram, which is a fairly high dose, because I tend to go to a lower dose and titrate up. And then the research study for seizure therapy, and again, it was I think it was Labrador, it was either Golden Retrievers or Labrador Retrievers. They were using it as add-in therapy, so they didn't use it selectively alone. So these were dogs that were already diagnosed with epilepsy and were on traditional anticonvulsant therapy, inhaled phenobarbital. But realize that that's not going to control seizures completely. There are going to be breakthrough seizures, and what can happen with some of these dogs is that they may need multiple types of anticonvulsant therapy. So it needs to be multimodal therapy, not just one type. So what they noticed is that adding in CBD decreased the frequency of their seizures with the current therapies that they were on, and also the length of the duration of seizures.
What have you heard, or what do you know about the fact that they're using those products to shrink a tumor? Do you know anything about that?
There is no research involved with that right now, so hopefully that will be something.
But why are they even talking about that? Why are they saying that?
Because we're seeing it on the
makes them
human side.
think-
Yeah, the humans.
Oh, so it's happening in humans?
Yeah, they're doing, I'm sure they're doing, I kind of stick my nose in the veterinary side, but I know that they're doing research on the human side for topical and systemic application of the full spectrum plant to shrink tumors.
There's also lots of anecdotal.
Right, there's
It's
a
all
lot of
anecdotal.
anecdotal evidence, and that's typically what we're relying on right now, just because we're the US and we have to be special, so, it's illegal.
So I know that in humans, if you consume too much cannabis, you can take some CBD to dampen the effects of being
Yes.
high. Do we know, does that happen? Can we do that with dogs?
Yes, and
Really?
I've tried that with dogs, and I have seen, so the dogs that come in that are really stoned, I have tried that, and I've used it, and I have seen that, in my experience, they recover faster.
Wow.
With the ones that were, really out of it, I used really high doses of it. The problem is getting them to ingest it,
Right.
because they're already so stoned, and you worry about giving them something by mouth because they don't want them to aspirate that or get that down in there.
Right.
But with the ones that are kind of mild to moderate, give them a little bit, and it does tend to reverse some of the THC side effects.
Hair of a dog.
Receptors that take up THC have a higher affinity for CBD. So CBD is what we call a competitive antagonist for THC. So if you take too much THC, you can use CBD to try and dampen those effects. Far out, yeah. Okay, so that was dosing. Anything else about dosing or therapies? And we use, again, it's anecdotal, but using it for seizures, arthritis, end of life care. So kind of something that you're thinking about. So
Yeah.
palliative care,
Yeah.
treatment of tumors, managing tumors too. I did speak to one veterinarian in Colorado. I'm kind of envious of Colorado because they're just so much, they're fast forwarding. And I'm just like, we're California, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But apparently we're special, so,
We're getting there.
But he was using full spectrum cannabis on, it was a dog with bone cancer. And the dog had evidence of metastasis to his lungs. So there were pulmonary nodules that were consistent with cancer in his lungs. And the owner was just kind of subjectively treating with full plant cannabis on her own. And he repeated those x-rays and those tumors shrank. She wasn't using anything else, and she didn't, amputate the dog's leg, because that's typically what you do when you get bone cancer in the leg, because it's not going to go away, so you want to amputate it. But those tumors shrank, and the dog lived much longer than expected. So.
Hey doc, are there any of those carrier oils in the tinctures that we have to be careful with for our pets, or most of them good?
So the carrier oils become important in terms, number one, you don't want essential oils, so
Right.
Things like eucalyptus oil or peppermint oil,
Those are
those are an issue. There are some carrier oils that can't. Coconut oil tends to be controversial, I think, with veterinarians, just because we tend to see a lot of dogs that have fat tolerance issues. Coconut is high in polyunsaturated fats, and dogs that are prone to developing GI upset or pancreatitis, it's probably not the best fat for them. So I tend to prefer, I like grapeseed oil because it's high in omega-3, and hemp oil is monounsaturated, not polyunsaturated. So it always makes me nervous nervous if I see coconut oil and it's in solid form because, again, the patients that I see that come into me, you know, that have been on, you know, some of these tinctures that contain coconut oil, I'm seeing more GI upset with it. But some people don't have a problem at all. And I have to wonder, you know, if a pet parent is using the coconut oil tincture, and coconut oil seems to be the catch health food thing of the day. So it's, let's give them coconut treats and coconut carrots and coconut this and coconut that. So I think sometimes there can be an additive effect to it as well. I think a lot of people in the cannabis industry like coconut oil because it's fatty, and CBD and THC is highly fat soluble. It's lipid soluble, so it's much better absorbed with fats than
Better than like grapeseed.
Sorry?
Better than grapeseed.
I guess that remains to be seen because again, no one's doing any research. So it would be, you know, if someone would give me $100,000, you know, and I had like 100 dogs and 100 cats, and I could do grapeseed oil and coconut oil and hemp oil and navigating that oil and whatever you want. So it's just, I think the key is that if it's in an oil base, it's going to be better absorbed. Okay, anything else? So dosing. So again, my dosing is I'm extrapolating from, my mentor is Dr. Silver, and he's a holistic vet based out of, I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Silver, he's done a lot of work in the cannabis industry. He's a certified holistic vet, so he served as head of the American Botanical Veterinary Association in 2014-15. So
Where is he?
He's in Boulder, Colorado. So he practices a combination of Eastern medicine and Western medicine. So today it's called integrated medicine, which I think is a good idea. I think that we as Americans tend to look down our noses on Eastern therapies, and you know the reality is that the Chinese were practicing medicine 5,000 years before we were. So they're onto something. You know, a lot of those therapies do help and they do work. I mean, so you have to know what you're doing too, because it requires a very deep understanding of chi and wind and earth and metal, and there's a lot of different areas.
Actually, yeah, the Elieen buyout with Jeremy was critical in keeping the bleeding.
Love that
stopped.
stuff. Love that
saved
stuff.
him with the cannabis.
I'd buy stock in that stuff.
Yeah.
So dogs that have hemorrhaging,
What was it?
It's called Yunnan buyout, and it's a blood stabilizer, and it's a Chinese herb.
Oh.
And we use it a lot for dogs that had her dog's Jeremy's kind of tumor, because they're prone to bleeding. They can spontaneously bleed.
Yeah.
And that helps their blood clot so that they don't continue to bleed. And I think that the military has actually been experimenting with Yunnan buyout in the field for injuries. There's this little red pill, it's an emergency pill. So there's the other pills that you can get by mouth, and then the emergency pill when you're panicked and you don't know what else to do, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you just want to stop the bleeding. Let's throw it on there, and by God, it works.
What do you mean you throw it on? They don't ingest it, you put it on?
You just
Oh, both. Topical. You do both, yeah.
Really?
But I do the topical. So. I had to
It's
start
an
open.
open wound, you can suck it in that way, but
Yeah.
he's bleeding internally, so I gave him, when he was bleeding out,
Yep.
he collapsed. The vet's give him the red one and then follow up with the other, so.
How do you spell that?
Wow.
YUNNANBAIO. And that is one of the herb therapies that is well accepted in Western medicine, at least Western veterinary medicine, and I'm sure that they're using it on the human side too, especially if they're looking at use for the military.
For sure.
Doc, I got one more dosing question. So my dog, I can't like dose him with the dropper. There's no way I'm getting close to him. So I put it in the empty capsules. Those empty capsules aren't doing any harm to him, are they?
If they're digestible, it should be
Yeah,
fine.
just the
Yeah.
when you're at the health food store.
Right, yeah, the gelatin capsule, so that's fine, and it's probably maybe a more accurate way to dose too. And I think a lot of people find the dropper maybe confusing. I don't know if you noticed that with, yeah. I mean, I tend to have syringes, like tuberculin syringes that have the marks on it, so they know exactly what volume to give. It's just a little bit
No, that was it.
Dosing by CBD content. Dosing with cannabis of undetermined potency. Okay, so in many states.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How do you know the potency of what you're giving? Or the THC amount?
So make sure that you're going to somebody reputable, you know, somebody that can help you figure that out. Because do you guys discuss the CBD to THC ratios so that people know what they're getting?
Yes, it's all lab tested. It comes, it's all labeled on the package exactly how much of each of those things that are in there per serving, as well as in the full package. So that's one of the benefits. There's a lot of drawbacks to regulation, but one of the main benefit is that you know exactly what you're getting and how much you're getting.
Right.
And that's important.
Right,
Yeah,
and
super
some
important.
people do make their own. I mean, if they're comfortable, because it's legal to grow your own too. And my neighbor does grow her own, and she has goats that have anxiety issues.
Anxiety.
Not anymore.
Just fainting goats. Yeah. Yeah, but they're show goats, and they're these little baby, and some of them are, I guess they get stressed out, and she takes them to shows, so she wants them to be calm, and they need to look clean, and they need to parade around with their little tail up, and she poses them, and you know. So. But she, yeah. So again, she grows a particular strain, and I don't know what it is, so she has an idea of. I think she's working with a 2-to-1 ratio too, and she boils it off like tea, and then she mixes it into a butter, and then she'll freeze it, and then when she goes to her show, she'll pull it out the night before and thaw it, and then she measures it out with like a 1/4 of a teaspoon per dough at a time. And she's happy about it. I mean, I have got to hand it to her, you know. She took it into her own hands to do with it. I remember she called me one night and asked me about it, and I had no clue. So. Important. So it is. I mean, you make sure that you are talking to your family veterinarian about this. Okay. I don't want you guys to feel like you shouldn't feel uncomfortable talking to your veterinarian about it, because at least legally your veterinarian should be having a conversation with you about it. Today, veterinarians still can't recommend or prescribe, but they can certainly point you, I think, in the right direction, or maybe even it's just, it's unfortunate that, you know, it's here we are, you know, almost 2020, and it's still completely illegal for us to be, you know, utilizing it or working with it. But that's changing, and veterinarians are pretty open-minded these days too, especially in California. So, you know, and I'm hoping that, you know, as things get untangled at the federal level, then, you know, it'll start to trickle down. It's just, we'll get there eventually.
Do they have the potential?
So is that because it's federally illegal, and you're licensed by the federal government, or why?
Yeah, because veterinarians are all we all work under the auspices of the federal government. We all have to, if we work in a clinic, we do have access to controlled drugs. So we are technically agents of the DEA. So we have to use sedatives and controlled drugs to work with our patients. We don't have access to scheduled drugs, because that's cocaine and marijuana. So, I mean, although, you know, I have encountered some veterinarians who are quite brave that keep marijuana locked up in their cabinet, and they just pull it out and they use it for their patients when they feel that it's necessary. And I have to say more power to them, because they are, you know, they're definitely the trailblazers in the industry, because they know it works, they know it helps, and you know that mantra, do well by doing good. But you know, we also have the other motto, you know, never do harm. So that becomes important too. That's being careful about how we dose it. And again, just make sure that you have that conversation with that veterinarian. And you know, if that veterinarian is not comfortable, maybe they'll be able to refer you to a veterinarian who is. And I know that there's a lot of holistic veterinarians that are comfortable working on cannabis.
We know one here in town.
Good.
Very comfortable with it. That's how I talk to her in a heartbeat.
Anything else,
Any
guys?
more questions?
This is.
Are there any, you might have said this already, besides cats and dogs and all vertebrates, right?
Mm-hmm.
So any invertebrates? Like
Yeah, so they have found endocannabinoid receptors in lizards and birds. Birds have endocannabinoid receptors too. So we all have endocannabinoid receptors. They're just a natural part of maintaining, normal homeostasis. Some people will use cannabis to make themselves more focused or enhance their, their creativity or their writing or music playing or whatnot. I admit I use it and I just go to sleep. I like that. So.
But it probably comes down to dosing, right? You got to do just the right amount,
Oh,
so you
absolutely.
don't fall asleep, or use it for your intent.
But also different strains too.
Right.
Have different, so some people will use one strain for focus, some people will use one for anxiety, and some people will use it for stress or whatever.
So does that come into play with canines and cats? The strain?
At this point, no, because we haven't done enough research. But I'm sure it would. I bet there would be great strains for anxiety, good strains for chronic pain, good strains for acute pain.
Yeah.
But will that be in our lifetime when that research comes out? I don't know. And will big pharma step in and take it all away from the little people?
That's already happening.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
helps
Yeah.
in that.